Okay, down, 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 down. Bentley, can you say welcome to the video? I'm gonna film for you today. Okay. Hey, you're moving into bed. Come over here. Come on. Hi you guys. So today, as you can see, I'm in a little bit of a different environment. I am filming from home today, so I am just sitting on my bed and I am with my dog who just jumps up every time I get on here. So he's probably gonna hijack this video today. I apologize in advance. So I am doing my Q&A video today, and I have a long list of questions from you guys, so I am just going to be answering them. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. I got a lot of questions, so I'm just going to try to condense it the best I can, and I really hope you enjoy it. The struggle is real to get on my bed. We just got a new bed, and it's so tall, and we didn't realize it till we got home, and I feel like, you know that little kid's book, A Princess and the Pea, where they stack like they stack like a million mattresses up and she has to feel the pea, but she's like this tall. That's how I feel. So I really thought it was going to prevent my dog from jumping up on the bed, but it has not. So he just jumps up with me and I feel super tall. So anyway, okay, let's get going. You want to help Mom? You want to help Mom read the questions? Yeah? Okay. I apologize. I still have a cold. I've had a cold like the whole week and it's been in my voiceovers, and now I'm filming and I realize I kind of sound dumb and I sound really stupid because I'm really like hoarse and my voice is raspy, so don't judge me. If you can't understand me, I'm sorry. Hi. Okay, so my first question was, how long have you been doing hair? So I always hate answering this question. Hey, calm down. Because I haven't been doing hair very long. So it's kind of a long story, and I also got the question, can you tell us about your Cosmo School experience? Hey. And my Cosmo School experience kind of ties into why I haven't been doing hair very long. So my mom does hair, and so I grew up doing hair my whole entire life, just being around it. She taught me how to highlight hair at like 15, so I've always known how to do it, but never went to hair school. And then after I graduated high school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I knew I didn't really want to do traditional college. It just wasn't for me. So I decided to do hair. And kind of going into school, I felt like I knew the basics because of my mom, so it was pretty easy. It kind of came naturally to me, so I was excited because it felt like something that I was supposed to be doing. And I started out at Aveda, and it was in Utah, in Provo. And I started with 3 of my best friends, and it was like the funnest thing ever because we just like went to school together and it was so fun. But about 5 months into the program, I kind of started realizing that going to an Aveda school or a Paul Mitchell school or any school with a brand name is kind of training you to be their artist. So I kind of realized I was going to have to be an Aveda stylist and work at an Aveda salon, because they really only teach you their way of doing things. So like Aveda color and Aveda cutting. Oh, and here's my cat. I have a cat too. This is just gonna be the land of animals today. Hey, no, you be a good boy. Anyway, so I just kind of felt like I was pigeonholing myself, and I felt like I wasn't going to be able to experiment with other color lines and do things that were outside of the box. I was going to be an Aveda artist, an Aveda salon, and I wasn't going to learn. So that being said, I love Aveda's products. I think they have amazing products. I'm not bashing them whatsoever. It just didn't feel right for me. So I ended up transferring schools, and it took me a bit to figure it out. I ended up losing all of the hours I had done. So I had about 500 hours at Aveda, and then I transferred to the Forum Academy, which was in my previous video. I taught a class there just recently. And I found that school, and it just felt right. It felt like home. The instructors were so nice. The owners are amazing. They became like a second family to me. And I really liked that they taught me all color lines, all ways of doing things. Every instructor had a different way of doing things, and so I kind of got to learn all these different ways, and it really benefited me. But unfortunately, I did lose my hours, so I had to start all over. So in the state of Utah, at the time that I was going to school, you need 2,000 hours to graduate, and I technically have 2,500, so that was fun. Extra education is always good though, so I can't complain. So it took me 2.5 years to finish hair school, and that was just because I had to start over, and then I was doing it part-time. I was also working. It was a long experience. I didn't have a bad experience. I loved cosmetology school, but it was long, and by the time I graduated, I was so done. I was just like ready to be out, ready to work. I always have had a passion for hair, and I just wanted to work and be in a salon. So I graduated February of 2014, so it's coming up on 3 years in this next February. So it's really only been like 2.5 years. It hasn't been very long, but I've just always been really blessed. I've always had a clientele. When I graduated school, my mom had actually stopped doing hair, and luckily she passed a lot of her clients on to me, and that was amazing because I got to kind of practice on them and build up, and Instagram and social media has helped me build my clientele 100%. I would not be where I am today without Instagram. I wouldn't have opened my salon without it. It is incredible. So I have just really enjoyed doing hair. I love doing it. I've loved building up a clientele. It's been really fun. There are times when you first start out that you do sit and you wait, and it's really hard, but it's worth it. And so to all you newbies out there who are just kind of like, this is so hard, how do I do it? Just be patient, wait, market yourself, go hand out business cards. I used to put my business cards in like the little tubes at the bank and leave them at restaurants and everything. Just do everything you can to make yourself stand out and, market yourself and be confident. Okay, next question is probably my biggest question that I've gotten, and it is, can you tell us about the experience of opening your own salon? What propelled you to do it? Why did you do it? How did you do it? All those questions. So it's kind of a long story. So I graduated hair school 2 years ago, like I had said, and I just worked out of my mom's house. She had a home salon, so for a while I did that, and then I started booth running at a salon in American Fork, which is where I live in Utah, and I loved it. I worked with actually some of my instructors from the Forum Academy, my hair school, and the owner of Emporium Salon, which is where I worked in American Fork. The owner used to teach me in hair school as well, so it kind of just felt like a little family. The owner, Shalana, called it Friends Who Do Hair, and I love her. I'm gonna cry if I talk about her. She is like one of my biggest inspirations in my whole life. She helped me so much, and I owe everything to her. She's been incredible. So anyway, I had worked with her for about a year, and it was this time last year actually, and I kind of had like a crazy experience this time last year, and it really shook my confidence. It really made me wonder if I wanted to do hair anymore, and not to get into too much detail, but it was just a really bad experience, and Shalana kind of helped pick me up, and she I don't know, she just helped me so much, and she made me realize that I am worth it, and that I deserve to have a successful career and do great things, and she just helped me a lot. So at this time last year I was really struggling, but I just stuck with it, and I persevered, and I got through that trial, and it was really hard, but it shaped who I am today, and without that trial I would not have been able to open my salon. I'll just be honest. I really felt like that was the reason that propelled me to open a salon, and it happened for a reason. I 100% believe that. And I just want to say that if you are going through a hard time, or if you have anyone who's telling you you're not good enough, or you feel discouraged or let down, especially in your career, you've worked so hard for it, just don't listen. Just persevere, keep trying. We all fail. Like it's just part of life, and it makes you more successful. So anyway, I was still working, just doing the best I could, but it got to the point where at my salon I was only allowed to do 3 days a week, just because I was a booth runner and the salon was full. So I was kind of getting super busy, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to find a salon where I can work 5 to 6 days a week, because I'm getting that busy, but I don't want to leave the Emporium because I love it so much, and it had been my home for so long, and I had left it once before and it didn't feel right, so I was just really scared to make that jump and like switch salons. But one day I was driving down the street on American Fork Main Street, and there's this little house, and it's right next to Sodalicious. They're just two little houses, and I was in the parking lot getting a drink for Sodalicious, and I look over and I noticed the cute little house next door was for rent, and it's a commercial property, but it's like a charming little house, and I was like, that is so cute. I bet that would be like the cutest salon. And of course it was always a dream of mine to open a salon, but like it never registered or like hit me that I should do it now. Like I always thought it would be like years down the road once I had kids, and just once I was more advanced in my career. But I just kind of started thinking about it, and my husband like really pushed me. He's like, we got to do this, and I was super nervous, but I called the guy, and I went and toured the salon with my mom, or the house, and we actually found out that it was a salon previously, like 10 years before, so it kind of already had like the plumbing set up, and most things were set up. It had the best setup for a salon. So I saw it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is meant to be. Like, I have to do this. And the whole time going into it, I just had the feeling if it's meant to be, it'll just happen. Like everything will go smoothly. It'll just fall into place. And it did. And it was so crazy because the landlord had told me that like he had gotten he usually gets so many calls on this property and he hadn't gotten any, and then he realized his phone number wasn't on the sign. So he put up his phone number and I was the first one to call, first one to come look at it, and after me he got like 7 or 8 other calls. But I just like told him, I was like, I really want this, I'll sign a check today, I will put down the money, I want it. And so he gave it to me, and it was so scary, and it was like the craziest feeling like that I was gonna do this. And my parents were and still are like my biggest supporters and the biggest angels I have in my life. They helped me from day to night setting up the salon. My mom is actually in construction now, and she was like tearing down walls, building things, painting, like doing it all for me. And she's also an interior designer. So a lot of you have asked where I got the decor for my salon. It was all my mom. I kind of told her my vision and she ran with it. So she did it all for me. And I mean, of course I helped, but she made it look how it is. And she has been incredible. And just my parents, both of them, my dad too, they have been like the biggest examples to me and just my biggest supporters throughout the whole thing. They believed in me. They helped me open the salon. They helped me renovate it, everything. So I owe everything to them. And to this day, like my dad will still stop by just to see how things are going. Like he's always asking me how my YouTube's going. Like he's just my biggest supporter, and I'm just so grateful for that. So anyway, yeah, so that was in March of this year that I found the salon. And we worked day and night and got it ready by April 30th, and we found it the end of March. So in a month we did it, and it was crazy. And I was still doing hair at Emporium, so I was doing hair all day and then working all night to set up the salon, and it was insane. But it was so worth it. And so now we've been open 7 months, and I have assembled an amazing team, and I now have like 21 girls working for me, and it's incredible. It is more than I could have ever imagined. We have been busier than I ever thought we would be. I think it's partly because we're next to So Delicious and so many people drive by and see us. So thanks, So Delicious. You guys help us out a ton. But yeah, no, I also got the question, do you regret it or is it hard? And I would say, no, I don't regret it, but yes, it is extremely hard. I went from doing hair 3 days a week, only worrying about my clients, to now doing hair 5 to 6 days a week and worrying about everyone's clients. Because since I'm the owner, I feel a responsibility for every person that steps in the salon. So that's a lot of work. Just myself, I tend to do 6 days a week, 12 hours a day doing hair, and then just running a business and managing employees on top of that. So it's a lot of work, but it's so fun. I love it. A lot of stress, a lot of sleepless nights, a lot goes into being a business owner that I had no idea. Kate, sit down. Sit. Good boy. But it was worth it. I love it. I have assembled an amazing team. Like I said, I love every one of my girls. I'm so grateful for them. It's a little crazy that I have 21 employees and I'm responsible and provided 21 jobs. Like, it's a little crazy, but I love it and I wouldn't do anything else. Okay, shake. Oh, good boy. Okay. Am I married or do I have kids? So, Kate, sit down. Bentley. No, okay. You want to be center of attention? That's so cute. Okay, so yes, I am married. I have been married for 2 years, and I have known my husband since I was 14 years old. It's kind of a cute story, but he is awesome. I love him so much, and a lot of you have seen my ring in some of my videos and have asked to see it, so I will insert a picture of my ring up close. Yeah, he's amazing. I love him. No kids yet, just our fur babies right now. So this is Bentley. This is my golden doodle, and he is more than I can handle right now, especially with how much I work. So he is my fur child. I treat him like he's my baby. He acts like he's my baby. That's all I can handle right now. And this is Rilo. This is my little kitty. We've had Rilo for 2 years. We got him when we got married. And Bentley we got last year, this time last year actually, so he's a year old. So those are my kids right now. Hi. So I definitely do want to have kids in the future. I am just so busy right now, and I kind of feel like I have a lot of goals with my career. I have more that I want to get done. And opening a salon was crazy enough, but believe it or not, I have even more goals, especially with YouTube. So I think I'm going to wait a little while. My husband's still in school. He'll be done in about 1.5 years, 2 years. So I'm thinking that'll probably be the right time for us. Okay, how old are you and where are you from? I am 24 years old, so I'm pretty young, but I feel old. I still feel like I'm 18, so sometimes it's weird to me that I'm 24. And I am from Utah. I live in American Fork, Utah. I've lived here my whole life. I really love it. I do want to travel in the future, and my husband would love to move out of state, but I kind of want to stay here. I have roots here now. I have my salon. I'd love to travel, but I think I'll probably stay in Utah. How many clients do you take in a day, and what's your typical schedule like? It kind of depends on the day. When we first opened, I was doing 6 days a week, 12 hours a day, anywhere from like 4 to 5 clients a day, sometimes more. On the days that I would double book, I have assistants, so that's really helpful. But I have just gotten so overwhelmed lately just because I run the salon, I manage my girls, plus doing hair, plus having a social life, plus spending time with my husband. It's been really hard. So I've cut down on my schedule, and now I only work Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and I take Tuesdays and Thursdays off. And on my days off, I'm usually still in the salon, like doing things like business-wise, but I only do hair 4 days a week now, and I've tried to cut it down to like 2 or 3 a day. But on Saturdays, I will do like 5 or 6 and then just have an assistant. So it's been crazy, and I'm really grateful that I have the clientele to be able to do that, but I'm also really grateful that I've been able to slow down a little. Okay, what qualities do you look for in employees that you hire? Do you look for skill or Do you look for just skill in hair or the overall package? I would say I got really lucky. I hired a lot of girls that I knew through the industry, whether I went to school with them or just knew them through doing hair. And I definitely look for both. I think it's really smart to look for someone who's talented in doing hair, but I also believe that that's something that can be learned. Like, I have learned so much. Like, I look at like myself last year, and I have grown so much as a stylist since then. So I believe there's potential, and as long as like they know the basics and they know what they're doing, I believe everyone has room to grow. And I feel like a lot of my girls have grown since starting, so that's been really good. So of course I look for that, but I also want them to be personable. I want them to be nice and friendly. I wanted to have a team that felt like a family, and we do. Like, seriously, I am so grateful. All of my girls get along so well, and we all just love each other, and we're all best friends. My salon manager is like my best friend. I think you guys have kind of picked up on that. She's in a lot of my videos. I love her, and she's been a great help to me. But all the girls, like, we just all get along so well. There's always going to be drama in a salon, like she stole my stuff or this was misplaced, but other than that, like, I've been so lucky. So I definitely have tried to hire girls who are just good people as well as good at hair, and I feel like that's made a huge difference. What did you struggle with when first opening, and would you ever open a second location? Probably just getting used to being in charge. Just being the owner has a lot of pressure that comes with it, and managing that many girls plus doing my own clients, it just was really hard for me to find a balance between my personal life and my work life. But now I feel like I've gotten to the point where I have a handle on it, and I kind of just realized going in that the first year was going to be really hard and the most crazy and the most stressful, but it's starting to kind of calm down. I'm starting to like find my footing, and it's been great. So that was my biggest struggle, but I think I'm getting better. Second location, yes. So if my parents had the choice, I'd open my second location in like Europe or Australia or something, and maybe someday, we'll see. But as of right now, I want to focus on what I have. I don't think it's smart. I don't think it makes sense in the business sense to open a second location so quick. So I'm going to focus on what I have, you know, make sure it's successful, make sure I'm putting my all into it. And if it is successful, then maybe I will. But my way of thinking right now is more, if we're successful and we're doing well, maybe I'll just open a bigger location. Do you have any siblings? And yes, I am the oldest of 3 girls. I have 2 younger sisters. One is Kira and one is Bailey, and they are both gorgeous and amazing. Kira, you've probably seen in some of my videos. I did her hair on my white blonde hair extension video, and you've probably seen her in the background of a lot of my other ones because I actually just hired her to be my personal assistant / receptionist. So she works for me full time, and she has been the biggest blessing in my whole life. She has regulated my schedule. She has run things smoother than I ever could have. She just makes sure that she holds the fort down while I'm doing hair. She is incredible. So she is 21. She's in school right now and working for me. And then my other sister Bailey is 18, and she is working at Swig, which is like a little drink shop, kind of like So Delicious, so they're like a competition, and she's going to school as well. So yeah, they are both awesome, and we're all exactly 3 years apart, and because of that, we've gotten along pretty well. Okay, fashion questions. Where do you like to shop, and will you do more fashion lifestyle videos? Yeah, so I like to shop a lot. I mainly shop at Hope Avenue. It's like my favorite store. And then I also have a friend who's a rep for Shop Stevie, and I really like her shop, so I will link both of those websites below. That's where I get most of my clothes, but I also shop at like Target, H&M, Forever 21, Nordstrom Rack. I like a bargain. I really do. I like to like get as much as I can for like as little money as I can. I like to do that kind of thing, but I will kind of like, really? Goodness, you have some manners. So on growing your clientele and starting a business. I would say the biggest piece of advice that I could give to anyone is to believe in yourself and be confident. People will, attract to you if you are strong and confident and you're personable. That's like the biggest thing I tell my girls is like, be personable with your clients. Even if you are having a crappy day and you don't feel like talking, you just got to do it. I have days like that all the time, especially because I have so much going on in my head that I'm like thinking of the business while I'm doing hair. But if you take time to like get to know your client, they will come back and they'll refer their friends. If you're doing a good job and being their friend, that means more to them than you could even know. What would my second career choice would have been if I didn't do hair? Growing up, I was pretty theatrical. I was always like putting on productions and plays for my parents and like just being a drama queen, I guess. And so if I wouldn't have done hair, I probably would have gone into like theater. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't have been successful, but I always wanted to act. I don't know. I just always wanted to do that. So I guess YouTube's kind of a form of that, putting yourself out there on camera. It's kind of like that. So I kind of found something that goes hand in hand with each other. I can do both. Favorite color and my birthday. My favorite color is purple and pink, both of those. And I've dyed my hair both of those colors. So yeah, I guess that's why. I really like blush pink and like light purple, like lavender. Those are my two favorites. And my birthday is May 24th, 1992. So I will be 25 in like 5-6 months and I'm kind of freaking out. I just feel like I'm getting so old. What tools would you recommend buying and what tools are worth investing in? Definitely a good pair of shears as a hairdresser. That's so important. And the tools you use really make a difference. So like I use Fermar brushes and Goldwell brushes, and even though those aren't like a huge investment, the color brushes you use and the tools you use as a stylist really set you apart, and they really change the way you do things and they make a difference. Okay, next question is, have you ever had a bad experience with a client and how do you handle it? I would say yes. I think every single stylist, whether you are like amazing, level 10, like master stylist, or like just starting out, you're gonna have a hard client. You're gonna mess up. It's gonna happen. I've had a few experiences where they're either not happy or we were just on the wrong page, like there was a miscommunication. And I've had a few girls at my salon too who were newer and they've had that happen too. And it is so discouraging. Like sometimes you just feel like you want to quit and you want to cry and you want to like just start over and do something else, but you have to keep going. And I would just say that working with your client is the number one thing. Sometimes it's easy to get offended if someone doesn't like what you do, but you have to remember that everyone's different. They could see something completely differently than you see it. So as long as you work with your client and you're willing to fix it and you're willing to make them happy, you'll still have a client for life. Make sure you don't, tell them, well, you don't know what you're talking about. It looks great, Even if you think that's the truth, you have to just do what they want. The client always comes first. They're always right, even if they're wrong. So that would be my biggest advice. And second of all, just don't get discouraged. Take every opportunity and every experience as a learning lesson, I've had traumatizing things happen too where I'm like, that did not go how I planned it. That did not do what I wanted it to. But then it helps me for the next time. And you know what? Like even on YouTube, I've done videos and I've had people be like, oh, I would have done this, or why didn't you do that? And I have learned from that. Like I actually love getting the feedback. I mean, it's kind of sucky when you get mean comments and it's hard not to be like, well, this is why I did that, but constructive criticism has helped me a ton. And like, I have actually learned a lot from you guys. And sometimes the comments are like, oh, you should have done this. And I'm like, oh, I should have. I'll totally do that next time. So as long as you're willing to learn from your mistakes and grow, I think, no experience is a bad one because it makes you better. Okay, you guys, thanks for watching my Q&A video. It was a little different than my typical one, but I really hope you enjoyed it. I've never filmed at my house before, so hopefully the lighting was okay and you guys liked it. Sorry about my animals that just wanted to make an appearance and, be the center of attention. It's just my dog for you. That's how he is. But yeah, if you guys are interested in more like lifestyle videos, more, just different from hair, I, of course, will still do hair because I do it all the time. But if you guys want like get ready with me's or nighttime routines, I kind of have a few of those planned. So if you're interested in that, let me know. If I didn't answer any questions that you do want to know, leave them in the comments below and I'll just respond to you. Thank you so much. I got so many comments on this Q&A video and I am just so grateful you guys want to know more about me. I feel like my life's really boring, so hopefully you don't think it is. I mean, hopefully this video was interesting to you. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for my next video.